James. Welcome to another episode of Philly Sports Scenes and Events. So the Philadelphia Sixers are in the playoff games. But in the first round, the first two games at the Madison Square Garden in New York, they lost. And then they came back to Philadelphia to play the next two games. And the fans in Philly had high hopes that maybe they can win those two games at home and then even out the first four games. But what happened was the first game they played at home, they won, and I was there. The energy level was really high, and it was fun. But then a couple days later, on Sunday, they played the second game against the New York Knicks in the afternoon, and they lost that game. And on the way out, late Sunday afternoon, when the fans are leaving the Wells Fargo Center, and there was loud chant all over the concourse at the Wells Fargo Center, and everyone's chanting, "Fuck Joel." They're talking about Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia Sixers superstar. And the news report says that the New York Knicks fans, was doing it. But I'm questioning that because I know I was there for the first game. There were a lot New York Knicks fans there, but there's no way, compared to the Sixers fans from Philadelphia. I would say for every 8 or 9 Philly fans, there might be one New York fan. So the New York fans' attendance is maybe the most 20% of the whole Wells Fargo Center. So there's no way that the limited number of the New York fans can chant that loud. And I think the Phillies fans are part of it too because they were supposed to win that second game at home, but they lost. It is because Joel didn't score at all in the last quarter. As usual, he gets tired. And on the radio, they're saying, Joel, it's a regular season player, not made for the playoffs. So that's my take on that. I don't know, but the chant was loud. Everybody was angry at Joel. And other things, if you think about it, right? If the Joel was not playing good, so the New York won by, I think, 5 points. So the New York fans would be thanked to Joel for not able to play. So why would they say something like F Joel? If they're going to chant anything, they probably said Joel sucks or thanks to Joel. So they won. So the whole thing makes no sense. I think the Sixers fans took a big part of it. And then also, on the same night as the Sixers' first home playoff game, it was a Thursday night, and the NFL draft was going on, and you can hear, while I was in line to get into the Wells Fargo Center, you can hear right across street, at the Lincoln Financial Field, the Eagles had a private Eagles NFL Draft Party 2024. The public wasn't invited, but it was still nice and loud. You can hear the Eagles drum line banging on the drums. But usually I go every year to the Eagles draft party, but they don't have one that was open to the public this year. So, and I was, in attendance of the Sixers playoff game, so I didn't care. I didn't care less about the NFL draft. But what happened was, I think the Eagles, in the first two rounds, the Eagles ended up draft a couple of cornerbacks. So that's all about the Eagles NFL draft. So now we're going to get to the event part. Uh, it was another week of events. There were so many events. It was crazy. So, first of all, I finally got the 360 degrees video I made at the Eagles Huddle Up event a couple weeks ago. I made a video and I didn't get it. But then, I look on, on the computer, did a little bit of hacking, and finally I found my video. It was stored on the database. So I got some exciting 360 degrees Eagles party video. Check it out. I always like to make those 360 degrees video at the event. They're free because if you were going to pay for it, they do on the street of Las Vegas, right in front of the fountain and at different places on the strip. And they charge on an average between $30 to $60 to make a short 300-degree video. So, when I go to the events, they have the video camera set up for the fans to make the video, and it is all free, so I take advantage of it. On the April 22nd, I went to a Sixers Bar Network playoff game 2 watch party at the Misconduct Tavern. I went to the first one too, but that was on it was shown on my last episode of my show, and this is the second one of the away game in New York game watch party. And I love the Sixers Bar Network parties because it is just a lot of fun. That's all I can say. And there's never a down time. Some of the game watch party I go to, and sponsored by whichever radio station, and you just sit there, and then you wait until the end when they draw the tickets for the raffle tickets for the free tickets to the game, and you literally sit there for like about 2 hours doing nothing, and it's very boring. Just wait for the raffle drawing at the end. But the Sixers Bar Network party, they tend to make it like you're at the game. They have a DJ there, and the DJ will play the same sound effects as they do at the NBA basketball games. And the DJ they bring out is actually the house DJ from Wells Fargo Center, and it's the same guy that plays all that exciting sound effects during the game and the music. And then they usually always give away 5 pairs of Sixers tickets. They will raffle off 4 pairs in between usually during the second quarter of the game, and then after halftime at the third quarter, they will do a limbo contest. And also they do the t-shirt toss, just like they do it at the Wells Fargo Center during the basketball game.
Our t-shirt toss show! I got a question. If you want a t-shirt, make some noise! You gotta scream! We gotta be the loudest part of Center City! Let's go! Who wants a t-shirt? You gotta scream! You gotta more love, come on! Who
comparison, the second playoff game watch party to the first one was at the Dominic's in Belmar, and this one is at the Misconduct Tavern in Center City of Philadelphia. And the first one, they had a lot more giveaways. I show on my last week's show. You can go back, watch my last week's show. There was so much stuff they gave away, like the fanny packs, T-shirt, two different kinds of T-shirts, and among other things. But since this is the second party, I guess they running out of supply. So they all they really had to give away was the T-shirt at the T-shirt toss. So let me show you the T-shirt. This is what it looks like when they toss it. It's like a bullet. They rolled up, and then sometimes at the game they were stuffed inside the air gun, and it shoots out. But at the playoff game watch party at the bars, they just toss it. And this is what the actual T-shirt looks like. With their theme, playoff theme every year for the past 2 years, for the love of Philly. And of course, this is a special edition made for Sixers Bar Network, which is a network of bars that's sponsoring the Sixers games, and you can go to those bars. The list is on the Sixers website under the fans and the Bart Network. So they have the print on the back of the t-shirt, Sixers Bart Network by Corona Beer. So that was the Sixers game watch party. And then on Thursday, April 25th, it was Sixers' first home game. And the Eagles draft party, it's a private one this year, was across the street. You cannot buy the ticket to go. I think it's offered to the season ticket holder only. But it was nice and loud. I can hear all the way across from the Wells Fargo Center. So I went to the first Sixers home playoff game, and they were predicted to win big time on the sports betting. For some reason, even though they lost the first 2 games, I think it's because of the home field advantage or home court advantage. So, the energy is different at the playoff games versus a regular season game. Like this one, they had, they usually do, but then they had a lot more people. The Sixers street team, which is bunch dancers, they were out there in the main concourse, and the DJs, Sixers DJs was playing loud music, and the dancers were dancing, and then they had this whole balloon arch set up. It says "For the love of Philly," and the fans was out there watching the dancers dance and take picture with them, and the energy level was just different, and they got multiple DJs throughout the basketball arena and in the bars and in the concourse, and the DJ would play music and people were dancing. And of course, Toyota is always there. Toyota is a sponsor of the Philadelphia Sixers, so I always stop by at the Toyota's table, and all you have to do is just enter your information, name, my address, email, and pick a Toyota car that you would like to buy on their tablet, and then they'll give you some free swags for the game. And then NBC Sports Philadelphia was also there giving away free stuff, and I think they know that this might be the last home game before the Sixers maybe eliminated from the first round of playoff game. So, they had tons and tons of cheer cards and Sixers necklace, Beats necklace, and they were just hanging them out. Usually, like when they do the things for the Phillies, they will only give each person a cheer card and a Beats necklace. So you want another one, you gotta wait a little bit, then go back and grab another one. But here, I think they know this is the end, so they just they tell you can grab as many as you want. Like the cheer cards and the necklace. I grabbed a whole bunch. So did my friend Jody. They just want to hand them out because what are they gonna keep them for, right? Uh, there might not be another playoff game at home, and the game was exciting. The entrance part, when they introduced the team, they set up extra those those smoke air blowers and extra fire blowers right on the ground, not just on the usual ones on the video display that's hanging up in the middle of the arena. They also had the fire sprayer set up on both sides of the court behind the baskets. So, the energy level is completely different. It's a lot more exciting, and it's a lot more to see, and a lot more to do, a lot more to cheer for. And this game, for the two home games that they have, they give away the first home game, the one I went to. They advertised all attendees gets a free "For the Love of Philly" T-shirt, and then the second one they're giving away the same theme. The same print is on the T-shirt, but it is a rally towel. So there were just so much giveaways. So when the game was over, the Sixers won. So on the way out, they hand everybody a car flag, and also they at some doors they did have the rally towel that was for everyone to give away to everyone for the second home playoff game on Sunday. They were supposed to hang out those rally towels, and I guess I'm lucky, right? Uh, enough. I was at the right door, so I also got a rally towel for Sunday's game. So let me show you. First of all, the new souvenir cup for the playoff games, "For the Love of Philly," Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. Everybody's on it. It's a nice cup. And then, of course, the T-shirt, "For the Love of Philly." They hang the T-shirt on the back of the seat, so everybody gets one. And this is from Toyota. Sixers koozies. Joel Embiid, Sixers Beats necklace from NBC Sports Philadelphia. And also a cheer card. "Let's Go Sixers" from NBC Sports Philadelphia. "For the Love of Philly," the same theme. So much stuff to show. All I did was went to one game because it's a playoff game. That rally towel I was talking about, they hand this out on Sunday to everyone. They put on the back of the seat. But I was lucky enough to get one on the way out for the first playoff home game. And then the last, a car flag. This is nice. This thing's costs about $10 if you buy in the store. You see, you can hang in the window of your car. For the love of Philly, Toyota. And did I mention I won the tickets for the first playoff game that I went to from the Sixers Sport Network party, the first one, the first away game watch, playoff game watch party at Dominic's Tavern in Belmar. That was awesome. Okay, so now the next event, it's Saturday, April 27th. And it was the NASCAR race at the Dover Motor Speedway, also known as the Monster Mile. The NASCAR race comes around here once every year. They also race at the Poconos, but nobody likes to go up there, the Poconos racetrack, the Tricky Triangle. It is far away from Philadelphia, and for some reason people just, the NASCAR race fans just don't really like that track. So at the Dover Motor Speedway every year, it attracts a lot of fans, and the reason I go is because I love NASCAR race, and the NASCAR races are crazy. The fans are crazy, and there's always something to see, and you don't know what to expect. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the NASCAR race. Every racetrack it's different. Not only the track itself is different, but for the fans, for the purpose of the events, I'm into talking about that. For each race, there is a fan zone. So when you go to the NASCAR race, it's an all-day event, and I would split it up into two parts. The first part is that you have to get there early for the fan zone, and at most of the racetracks, the fan zone is outside of the racetrack gates. So anybody, even if you don't have a ticket to the NASCAR race, you can go there and you can enjoy all the festivities and things for kids to do. Lots of times they set up an amusement park with free rides, and there's always the military trucks and Humvees, sometimes even helicopters and stuff like that on display. And then there are many vendors there to hand out free stuff. And really, I mean, they're sponsors, but the whole purpose of them being there is just, doing some games like you spin the wheel, you can win something. Most of the vendors, they just hand the free stuff out. You might have to register, like the Toyota I'm talking about. You just put your name and address and email address and your phone number onto their tablet, and then they'll give you like a free T-shirt, free cup, free water bottle, all kinds of stuff you can get for free. So that's the first part, and you have to get there early, because it takes whole half of the first half of the day. They also offer meet and greet with the driver and autographs, take picture with the driver. At one section of the fan zone, each race team, they have their own merchandise trailer or the merchandise hauler, and they sell stuff out of it. And that's where you gotta look on the schedule for the day. It's listed on each racetrack before the event, before the race day, and you got to find out where are the drivers going to be at, and whether you need a wristband or you just get in line, you can get autographs and meet the driver. And also for the Xfinity race on Saturdays, when they do the autograph, usually they have all the drivers lined up in one area, and you can get the autographed picture. They supply the picture from each driver. You just go down the line, you get the autograph picture, you take picture with the driver. But on Sunday's race, the Cup Series race, that's the big race, and the rules are a little different. Usually, they'll just have the driver inside the merchandise trailer, and you got to know what time to be there to get in line. And also, big sponsors, car manufacturer like Ford or Toyota or Chevy, they usually set up a stage, and then they'll have the drivers that drive their car on the stage, and when the driver gets off the stage, you can wait on the side and try to snap a picture or get something signed. And usually the driver's appearance is it's between 10:30 to 12 p.m. because after that, then they gotta go back into the racetrack, get themselves ready for the race. So all the drivers are out there at different spots at approximately the same hour and a half, 2 hours. So you just have to pick and choose which driver you want to meet and then get in that line. That's pretty much it. So Saturday, it was the Xfinity Series race. And it is kind of weird because the Xfinity race, usually there just isn't a lot of fans there. I mean, there are a lot of people there, but when you look on the bleacher that holds like tens, hundreds, thousands of fans, it is pretty empty, and that's just the nature of the Xfinity race. But on the main event on Sunday, NASCAR race day for the Cup Series race, it's a whole different story. The bleacher is completely filled, and usually it's sold out. So there's no comparison between the Xfinity Series race to the Cup Series race. And a few years ago, before the pandemic, they every year they have an event in the center city of Philadelphia, right in the middle of the city. It's called it's a NASCAR event, and usually it's before the race will take place at the Dover Motor Speedway. And because all the drivers are already here in the area, so they bring them in the city, and then they bring the race cars, and they will actually drive down the street of Philadelphia, and then they would do some simulated race or tricks with the car around the city hall, and the whole thing was taking place in front of the Comcast Center, and then right in front of Comcast Center, that's where they set up for you to meet the drivers, and you can get autographs and all that stuff. But the pandemic hit, and then all that ended, and it never resumed. And what I was trying to say is, during those events, they were handing out free tickets, both Poconos Racetrack and Dover Motor Speedway. They were handing out free tickets, 4-pack of free tickets to the upcoming Xfinity Series races. And they're always trying to get people to go to the Saturday's race because there's barely anybody there. But then the pandemic hit, and the event, it was just permanently canceled. So now I can't even get free tickets to the Xfinity race day. But anyway, watch my video. Watch my short video I made for the Saturday Xfinity Series race.
White Lightning Bar and Arcade is the indoor-outdoor hangout for campers and fans to enjoy all weekend near the Monster Monument, featuring a full bar as well as more than a dozen classic arcade favorites. The White Lightning Bar and Arcade is named for the official nickname of Dover Motor.
C-17 from Dover Air Force Base for today's flyover. Dover, are you ready to go racing? Driver, stop your engine!
idea from that video what the the race is like, what it's about. Uh, the fan zone, the first part of the race, I said to get there early. It is fun because there are a lot of people there, and usually they'll have some band, or the bigger racetrack, they would feature actually known country music singer on the concert stage singing, and all this is just a big party. And then Budweiser, Bush Beer, they have their trailers out there selling beers. And the good thing about NASCAR race is that you can actually bring your cooler. But the rules has changed a little bit since after the pandemic. Now you can bring like a six pack soft cooler. Before, you can bring coolers big as you want, full of beers, and nobody cares. Even you can even bring into the gate to the race. But now you can still bring your own beer. You can bring your own alcohol, whatever you want to do, food, and So when you go to the race, you can eat and drink, do whatever you want, even though they do sell food and drinks there also. And back to the fan zone. So they have a lot of vendors set up there handing out free stuff, and then usually they will have a kids zone where kids can play. They will have interactive like maybe video games, and then they have other like remote control car games you can play. Kids can color in there, taking pictures, and I think they're always trying to create like a carnival like environment. So they always have some kind of carnival acts there. This time was the tall swing, and then they always have the motorcycle show there. This time they had a ball cage, and the motorcycle goes round and round inside the cage. Also, for the past few years at the Dover Motor Speedway, they had this traveling piano guy, and that's pretty cool because the guy's playing music nice and loud on the piano, and the piano moves all over the place. And then they will have some other clowns, mascot, and characters dressed up and walk around taking pictures with the kids. And then also there's one section where all the teams merchandise haulers are at. You can buy the merchandise from the hauler. And the military always have a heavy presence in the NASCAR race. Not only the Air Force sponsors Baba Wallace race car, and also the military usually will set up a military vehicles display area, and people can go in, go check out the military truck and go sit in there, take a picture, and you can look at it, you can touch it. And nowadays they even have those robotics, things, the robot that remove the bombs or things like that. They'll show you how it works, on the remote control, the thing moves around and grab the bombs. It's really neat, and then you can also, I think the military do this to recruit young people into the joining the military, and you can talk to them, and usually they're really nice. You can talk to them and thank them for their service. And then also there are other health companies, insurance companies, and universities. They're out there promoting, their business, and then they will hand out free stuff. Literally, just hand them out. And the car manufacturers, they always have a T-shirt, like this one, Ford Performance. This year, that's their theme, Ford Performance. It's called the Ford Performance Team. Last year, I made the 360 degrees video, and this year they have all their cars out there, Mustang GTs and everything. And then they will have a scheduled time. They will have their drivers on the stage for question and answer session, and then you can meet the drivers, get autographs. So the fan zone, it takes long time for you to walk through the whole thing, and watch the concert and watch the drivers and other celebrities being introduced like on the main stage. It just go on and on and on before the race, and then the second part is the actual race itself. You go in the gate and you watch the driver introductions and you know national anthem, and usually there's a Air Force military jet flying over, and then the Grand Marshal will announce nice and loud, start your engine, and then it builds up to the actual start of the race at the start line. So it's just endless excitement, and it just builds up and builds up, and that's why I go, because it is so exciting for me and for other race fans. And you see all other race fans there, they have on their their race team's jersey and hat. And when I was at the Daytona International Speedway, I also saw a lot of people actually have the driver's helmet and the fire suit on. It was just crazy, the NASCAR race fans. I love it, So on Saturday, Xfinity Series race, I don't have a ticket, so for this particular racetrack, on one side it's the racetrack, the bleachers for the Motor Speedway, and the racetrack's in the middle. On the other side, it's the Bally's Casino, and they always share the same racetrack for cars and horse race, for the harness race. So I watched the race from on the casino side. Uh, they I got I talked to the people at the casino, and they let me in to join their watch party. So I watched the Xfinity race from the casino side, and it makes no difference because it's literally around the side of the racetrack, as you see on my video. So that's what I did. So anyways, let me see about some of the stuff I got. I just have to say the fan zone goes on for the whole race NASCAR race weekend. Friday usually is the truck race. Saturday, Xfinity Series. Sunday, Cup Series race. So all 3 days they would pretty much have the fan zone. It's open before the race, and it's the same vendors there, and they're handing out the same stuff. So I'm gonna show you the stuff I got from the vendors, and then later on when I talk about the Sunday's Cup Series race, I'll show you the free stuff I got from the Air Force and the Army, the U.S. military. Okay, so anyway, quickly, because we're running out of time. Too much to talk about, and too much free stuff to show. Water bottle. General Tires hat. Every year is a different edition. They're always there. Better Health race car t-shirt. Ford Performance t-shirt. I had Cole Custer and Haley Deegan, the girl driver. I think she's the only NASCAR girl driver, so they're pretty popular. I got 3 NASCAR drivers autograph on it for me at the Ford Performance stage. Ford water bottle, Kawasaki cup, Ford Performance koozie, some of hand sanitizer, It was popular during the pandemic. Nobody cares about them now. A Ford bag. A tiny Ford bag. Good for nothing. Literally too much stuff. A car pan. And a squeezy ball. Some fans. Free program. And the scheduled events inside, that's what I'm talking about. If you go to a NASCAR race, you definitely want to check out the event schedule. It tells you at what time, what they're doing, and which driver is going to be signing autographs for free and things like that. Bally's Casino. Bet River Sports Betting. Race car, foam race car. And a bunch of autographed cards from the Xfinity drivers. What's this? Hooters car. New Jersey State Police car. Bunch of autographs. Kids activity book. Race car related activities for kids. So a bunch of free stuff from the Saturday's Xfinity Series race. And then that was not it for Saturday. Saturday night, when I got home from the car race, I was already really tired, but I did want to go to the WIP Radio High Hopes podcast. It is a Phillies. The High Hopes podcast is for the Philadelphia Phillies, and I did want to go. It's a Phillies game watch party, and they had Phillies tickets giveaway. You got to do trivias. So, I did want to go make some videos and check it out so you guys can see. And I went all the way there to Newtown, Pennsylvania. It's about 40 minutes away from here where I am. I went there and, there was a lot of people. It's a popular bar in the area. It's a good bar. It's at the Green Parrot in Newtown. And there were a lot people there, and then there were a lot of people there for the event. So you can meet the WIP radio guys, James Salsa and Jack Fritz. They've been doing this podcast for many years and sponsored by Miller Lite. So I went there, and my friend Jody won a pair of tickets. She say, I thought it was behind the home base, but they say it's third base, and behind the third base, third row. So congratulations to Jody. And also, there wasn't much giveaways, because they're doing the trivia and they're giving away a few pair of tickets to the Phillies game. They're good tickets. So all I got is a Miller Lite Phillies koozie, Ring the Bell. I think this is from last year because it was the last year playoff theme, Ring the Bell. Better than nothing. And I got a koozie, and I didn't stay there for long because I was tired. And then the next day is the main event, the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday. I got to the racetrack super early. the fan zone opens at 9 a.m. I was actually in Dover, Delaware, after an hour and a half drive from where I am in New Jersey, right next to Philadelphia. I live right across Bessie Ross Bridge, across the river from Philly. Took me an hour and a half to drive there, and I was there 7:30 a.m. And a lot of fans I talked to, they said they got there early at 7:30 a.m. So that was the time, and in the morning it was a little bit chilly, and then the temperature went up during the race time at 2 p.m. The temperature went up to 90 degrees. Unbelievable. I was so hot. I was so hot because I was dressed for about 60 degrees weather, and it got to 90 degrees. I was in my sweatpants and I was hot. But anyways, uh, I talked a lot about the fan zone before the race, for the Xfinity Series race, but it's the same thing every day. It's the same thing all over again. So now I'm gonna concentrate on talking about the U.S. military as the vendors there. So the Army and the Air Force, I know the Air Force sponsors Baba Wallace's car, and the Army, I think they also a sponsor of the NASCAR, but I'm not sure which car it is. I have seen the Army logo on the car, on the race car before. So uh, the Air Force, because the Dover Air Force Base is right nearby the Dover Motor Speedway, so they did fly over on both days. They had a C-17 fly over during the national anthem on Saturday, and then they had two A-10 Thunderbolt from the Maryland Air National Guard fly over for the Sunday's Cup Series race. And the Air Force had a big presence there. There was a lot military personnel out there because they were also doing the honor guard, and you know and the band, the Air Force band was playing for the national anthem, and then before the race, the Grand Marshal was actually made up of three different representatives from three different branches of the military. So they were all out there. They had a lot of military personnel out there, and there was even a four-star general at the Air Force stand. Uh, I was talking while I was waiting for Baba Wallace's autograph. I was in the line, and the old guy in front of me, he was telling me he been in the military for 17 years. He has never even seen a general. So he went to take a picture. He took a picture with the four-star general. Uh, so the Air Force, had the Baba Wallace's race car there. The Air Force Baba Wallace race car on display right there. And then inside the Air Force's trailer, they had simulated VR virtual reality. It's like a kind of like a combat training fighter jet and attack helicopter in virtual reality training game you can play. And the air conditioning was good in there. I stayed there for a little while to make the video, and it was nice and cool inside. And then outside they had a table set up, and every day they just constantly handing out free stuff, all kinds of things. I'll show you at the end of when I'm finishing talking about the fan zone. And then the Army, it's a few tables down from the Air Force. And the Army also had tables in the front handing out all kinds of free stuff. They had more things on Saturday. On Sunday, they pretty much just have some things like this, like those lanterns, you wear, you can clip your credential on there. That's all they had left. All the good stuff like the posters and hats and things was pretty much gone by Sunday. And inside the Army's trailer, they had virtual reality interactive games, and it's all weapons. You know, they had like a Apache attack helicopter, simulated cockpit. You can sit in there and you can act like you're shooting missiles and machine guns at the enemy's armored trucks and tanks and stuff like that. And also they had a machine gun there. I thought it was really neat. They had a simulated machine gun virtual reality training game that you can play. And then also at the military village, they had Humvees, and they had a bunch of trucks and cranes and armored vehicles there. You can look at, you can touch, you can go sit in the driver's seat and take a picture. I took a picture in the military police car. So let me show you. Quickly. First, stuff I got from the Army. U.S. Army water bottle. This lantern things I was talking about. Army, nice Army gold and black pens. More this lantern. Cell phone wallet. Cell phone button. Go Army. And this is my favorite. I had to ask for this. U.S. Army. GoArmy.com hat. This is like the rainbow hat, but it's officially from the Army itself. Now things from Air Force. Special Warfare Rally Towel. U.S. Air Force Rally Towels. And now the Space Force Rally Towels. This is really cool. They only had the Space Force towels on Saturday. They ran out by Sunday. Air Force Reserve cup. U.S. Air Force and Air Force Reserve koozies. Really, really cool. Oh, this is from the Army. From the Army iPod holder or scan, iPod scan. High Air Force wristband. When you register with the Air Force for the interactive game in the trailer, they give you a wristband. There's microchip inside, so when you play the game, they know who you are. This is one more way the U.S. government tracks people. They won't even let you play a free video game without knowing who played and what the score is. I guess if you get high score, they'll call you trying to recruit you. It's really tricky. More Atlanta. U.S. Air Force. Special Warfare. Airforce.com. Air Force bag. This is cool. Air National Guard drawstring bag. Really, really cool. Where is it? I almost forgot there. There's something else I wanted to show you. Oh, right here. Almost couldn't find it. So much free stuff. This is cool. This is a battery. A cell phone battery pack. Air Force Special Warfare Edition, where you can charge your phone with it. Really neat. Bunch of stuff. I'll clean this up in a little bit because now we got to move on. So now, after the fan zone, and I enter the gate like around 1 p.m. and getting ready for the car race. It starts at 2. So between 1 and 2, they're doing driver introductions, and then they're doing all the ceremonial stuff, you know, speeches and things like that. And then the national anthem and military flyby. And then start your engine. The Grand Marshal says start your engine. And then the car goes around the racetrack until they actually get started at the restart zone. It's Sunday. I'm back at the Dover Motor Speedway, the Monster Mile for the NASCAR Cup Series race. Look, I got my Chase Elliott gears on. I'm ready for it. So let's go NASCAR. Let's go Chase.
Let's hear it from the United States Naval Academy Drum and Bugle Corps. Performance of our national anthem, and today dance from the 175th Wing from Maryland Air National Guard for today's flyover.
How you doing, Noah? How you feeling? Dover Motor Speedway, what do you love about this track? Because it's a pretty difficult.
Riders, start your engines!
Monster Mile in the 84, Jimmy Johnson. Then it'll be Ryan Priest driving the car number 41, starting at 28.
Starting 29th, it's the 9 of Chase Elliott. And starting 30th, the 38 of Todd Gilliland.
31st will be Daniel Suarez in the 99. In the 43-45 behind the wheel this weekend.
33rd starting spot goes to the 20th, Christopher Bell. Starting 34th, the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek.
35th to 15, it's...
was just nothing but excitement. And of course, on the Sunday, the Cup Series race, it is sold out. That's all I can say. There were just fans everywhere. And the NASCAR fans are super crazy. I have seen Batman and Jokers together, and I have seen people, on the the sofa, power wheelchair, uh, Mammers or Mardi Gras figures. It was just completely insane. That's all I can say. I have seen it all. Things I don't see all year long. I see all in one day at the NASCAR race day. And the race was fun, nice and loud. If you go to a NASCAR race, you have to bring earplugs, nice and loud. It is just so crazy. Uh, that's all I can say. That's all I can say about the NASCAR race. And it was a fun day. The temperature hit 90 degrees. It was nice and hot. And it's a very, very sweaty day. So, oh yeah, and I also forgot. So, Miss America 2024, she is a fighter jet pilot in the U.S. Air Force. So, not only she was making an appearance at on the main stage, because she's the current Miss America, and also the Air Force had her there at the Air Force stand, to take some pictures, and that was an unannounced appearance. She was there for the Air Force, and I caught up with her. I took a nice picture with her, and she signed an autograph for me on a Air Force, I think it's F-16 picture with her in the fighter jet uniform jumpsuit for me, and that was super cool. And then I met Baba Wallace at the Air Force stand, and I also took a picture with him and got the autograph. And beside that, oh yeah, the Miss America's name was Madison Marsh. And also at the Ford performance stage, I met Brad Keselowski. Right, I always, it's not that I don't know him. I always have a hard time to say his last name because it's really hard to pronounce. And I took a picture with him, and I got his autograph too. And that's all I wanted, because all the drivers are peers at different places all at the same time. So I have to pick and choose, and that's what I choose to do. So now for the upcoming event. First, it's win the tickets for the Ricky Bow Row from the radio station 97.5 The Fanatic. They did that last year too. So Ricky Bottalico, he was a very well known and fan favorite former Phillies player. So now he's hooked up with the radio station, and so he's on the radio as a journalist. So they do this every year. They have Ricky Bow out there at different bars for the events, and then you can win tickets to the Ricky Bow row at the ballpark. There's a row, you can win the tickets and go watch the game, and that's where he is. You can watch the game with him. And then also they have free t-shirt, Ricky Bow t-shirt giveaway for the events. And the event schedule, I think the first one doesn't start until May 20th. So it's going to be some time before it starts, but just give you guys the heads up. And also Trump rally May 17th. Trump rally May 11th on the Wildwood Beach. Last time they had it, it was in the convention center, and I was standing in the line all day, and then they cut the line off right in front of me because the convention center was filled with people to its capacity. Literally, the line cut off right in front of me, and I was very disappointed. But this time, they're doing it on the beach, so it should have a bigger capacity, and I already got the tickets to go. You can just go online or go on Facebook, look for Trump rally, Wildwood, New Jersey tickets, and you can sign up for free tickets. So that's going to be an all-day thing. I think the rally doesn't come on until 5 or 6 p.m., but you got to get there early to get in line. And it's going to be an all-day thing, May 11th. And, if that's all for now. If I find more events and things going on, I'll let you guys know, on my next episode of the show. And if you like my show, please subscribe to it. You might already have done so. If you have any questions, you can just, ask on the commenting section. And Sixers, very little hope now. And Phillies, they're okay. I hope this year they make to the playoff game, so there's going to be more block parties and more fanfare and more things to do. So that's it for this week. NASCAR race was crazy, and I'm tired. I love you guys.